I feel really uncomfortable each time I go online and I see all these videos making rounds on social media in South Africa, in Ghana. Nigeria must go, Nigeria must go. Nigerians are not welcomed in most of these countries. And when you check the comments, you saw that even Kenyans are supporting South Africa that Nigerians must leave. And people from Zambia, Botswana, Malawi, they are all supporting South Africans that they should kick Nigerians out of South Africa. In Ghana again, it's just all over, it's just everywhere. The most terrifying video is seeing people being sent out of the hospital. Where I know everyone has seen that video where they would go into a hospital and ask, if you are not South African, you should just stand up and leave. There was even a pregnant woman and one that was holding. Oh my goodness. Some of those videos are really terrifying. Now you come to Ghana again, you see all of this Nigerian must go. I'm beginning to think that if it is a retaliation of the Ghana must go that happened in the past, unfortunately Nigeria did not start that. Yes, firstly, it was the Ghanaian government after 1969 that issued an order, a mandatory order that saw almost 140,000 Nigerians expelled from Ghana. They left Ghana. They called them undocumented immigrants after 1969. Then in 1983, recently, 1983 it's not even recently, it's about 41 years ago, 42 years ago, 1983, Nigerian government retaliated by expelling over 1 million Ghanaians from Nigeria. That was what brought about the Ghana must go that has been, that bad Ghana must go. This is not laughable, please. All of us are people from a nation, people from black race. So nothing funny about whatever that is happening. And lately in Ghana, or should I talk about South Africa first? Okay, in South Africa currently, seeing all of those videos making rounds where they were asking people to leave the hospitals. They claim that it was the public hospitals, that the public healthcare should only be accessible to the locals, to the South Africans, not to foreigners. The foreigners should access private clinics, private pharmacies, in quotes. I began to wonder if healthcare services are not just free to anyone in South Africa. Though I tried to make my research, I went online to search first what the president is talking about regarding this incident that is currently trending in South Africa. Their president was really busy talking about Afrikaners. There is a town in South Africa, Orania, these particular people, they are seeking for their Cape independence. They are seeking for a country of their own. They are all white South Africans. They have their own currency. They have their own language. Wodemaya on this YouTube visited that part of South Africa recently. He made a video about it. These are white South Africans. They don't allow outsiders to come into their town, the Orania. They are called the Afrikaners. So their president was really busy criticizing the Afrikaners, who were planning to seek asylum in the US. And they claim that, I don't know if they are no longer South Africans or something like that, because I was expecting him to say something regarding this hospital palavers, people being asked out of the hospital, sick people, and when normal people or healthy people do not go to the hospitals. Then I made my findings again, because currently in the UK, if you are a taxpayer, you can access the NHS, depending on the kind of job. Students can also access the NHS because they pay health surcharge. Those who are not healthcare workers can also access public healthcare services, the NHS, because they are paying their due taxes in this very country. So I was like, are tax-paying immigrants not allowed access in South Africa to public healthcare services? Now, look at what their constitution says. Section 27(1) of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, 1999, clearly stated that everyone has the right to have access to healthcare services. This right is not subject to an individual's nationality or immigration status. So everybody should have access to healthcare services in South Africa. Can illegal immigrants get free healthcare in South Africa? Again, all people in South Africa, regardless of nationality, legal status, race, gender, age, income level, or geographical location, are entitled to access basic healthcare services. This includes South African citizens, refugees, and asylum seekers. I think they are talking about the public health services. Remember, in the hospital, they were asking people to leave. Some said that they want them to be accessing the private sectors, private healthcare sectors, going to the pharmacies to pay for their medication, private hospitals, private clinics, that the government owned should be meant for the locals. But you see what their constitution said. Furthermore, do foreigners pay at public hospitals in South Africa? Non-South Africans pay for their healthcare services, just as South Africans do. Furthermore, non-South Africans are either subject to the same means, tax hospital fees, or they are subject to the highest fees. That means they pay even much higher when accessing the public healthcare services. Why are they getting this kind of treatment? You know, in the past, it was xenophobia. I don't want to say I don't know why people are going to South Africa. Far from it, because it's an African country. There should even be an open border to all African countries, you know. But seeing this among people of the same race, people of the same color, is terrifying, you know. So we should not be complaining about racism in the Western world, because this is just the height of it happening in African countries. Look at Ghana, look at South Africa, what is happening. You go to the comment section, other African countries are in support of this, kicking against Nigeria. Nigeria should leave. I feel like an outcast when I see all of them videos. Though the case in South Africa is not just Nigerians alone, they are also asking Zimbabweans to leave South Africa. I don't want to say the word again that I heard one of them used, you know. And so if you know any particular reason as to why this is happening, why South Africans are doing this to foreigners in their land. The other day it was a truckload of Somalian refugees that they were sending out of the country. You know, this is not nice. I need to know the reasons why these things are happening. Why are we against ourselves? Color against color. What is happening exactly? Because what I have read out now in the Constitution is entirely different from what they are saying and what they have claimed. You know, the government is not saying anything, unless the government has said. I have no idea. I would love to read that in the comment section. If you try to comment and it's not letting you comment, or maybe it comes up with hype, please just hype the video, click out of this video, come back to it. The comment section will be open for you to drop your comment. Okay, I would just love to learn the reasons all of this are happening. Then in Ghana precisely, coming to what is happening in Ghana, I was thinking that it was a retaliation of the Ghana Must Go that happened in 1983 in Nigeria. Far from it, Ghana started this first after 1969, like I stated earlier, when they sent Nigerians out of the country in their numbers, and then Nigeria retaliated. I don't know, this particular one they are doing now. It is something that I cannot explain, because they are claiming that Nigerians are corrupting their citizens, Ghanaians. Nigerians are bringing social unrest, leading their women into prostitution. Insecurity is just at it. Are they just only Nigerians in Ghana, if I may ask? Are there no other African countries in that Ghana? I can't say precisely, but then I think the issue of immigration in Ghana resurfaced again in the 2020s, maybe 2022, 2023 again, you know, when in Ghana they targeted Nigerian-owned businesses. They got destroyed, you know, most of their businesses. It was on the news about 1 or 2 years ago. You know, then it became an outrage in Abuja, Nigeria, when they accused Ghana of xenophobia. Since then, this has never ever calmed down. Instead, every now and then, we keep hearing Ghanaians in Ghana, you know, targeting Nigerians, dealing with them, their properties, their businesses, accusing them of a whole lot of unacceptable behaviors and series of allegations of some Nigerians in Ghana, trafficking young women from Nigeria to Ghana and then from Ghana to Europe. And they said some of the local women in Ghana were also involved in this, as in they are also sending out Ghanaian ladies to the Europe. On the contrary, guys, Daily Trust just reported this, that just this month we had the biggest arrest in Ghana by the American FBI involving 8 Ghanaians in cyber fraud against Americans. 8 arrests. Anyway, you might want to find out this. Check on Daily Trust and see for yourself. It didn't say 8 Ghanaian Nigerians. It said 8 Ghanaians arrested by the FBI, not Nigerians. Because when this is happening, it appears as if I am not siding Nigerians. I know, a lot of dirty deals are happening in my own country. Kidnapping is common, insecurity is just at its, but the law should take its course. If you apprehend anybody involved in a crime, why not arrest the person rather than expurging the whole nation, asking them to leave a country because a couple of people decided not to be good? It doesn't make any sense to me, And lately, there was a news when an Ezendibo in Ghana actually said or proposed buying some acres of land where he would build Igbo village in Ghana. That actually, caused another propaganda in Ghana that that Nigerians are trying to take over their land or something like that. When you come to Ghana, in the past, they had more number of houses from the northern part of Nigeria, followed by the Yorubas. The Igbos started coming recently, for business, establishment and all of that, especially when their currency started, going higher and higher. Though there is inflation and hardship in Ghana currently because their currency is this way. Everybody knows that the inflation level is this. For that notwithstanding, this is one of the problems with the Easterners. My own people, I am from the eastern part of Nigeria. We are people that are so selfless. Anywhere we go in the world, we like to establish that place. We are light bearers. We like to call that place our home, build our own mansions. That shouldn't be an offense. Hence, it's something that the government would allocate a land to such set of people to establish their village, Igbo village. At least there is also Chinese village here in the UK. There is one in Lagos as well. Chinese, anywhere they go, they usually have this Chinese village. In every of the city, Manchester, I've been to Chinese village. I hope they have one in London, and people are happy. Foreigners are happy to give these other foreigners places to establish this thing. I remember in my country then, I think in Abuja, there was a time it trended online that there was this Chinese supermarket in Abuja opened by a Chinese or Chinese people, and only Chinese people were allowed access to trade, to buy from that shop. That triggered a kind of protest then. I don't know what our government did. That is not right. You can't be a foreigner in another man's land and you open something like a church or a hospital or a supermarket and claim that it is just for your people, by your people alone. That is unacceptable. But if it is something like, I know Nigerians the way they are. If they make something like, okay, this is Nigerian village, Igbo village, definitely other people are allowed to come and see. Possibly the Igbo village might be for their meetings, for their celebrations and all of that. So that shouldn't have been something that would have triggered more of this social unrest in Ghana. A nation asking another to leave. People of the same race. Generally, in all of these hates on Nigerians, people shouting Nigeria should go, Nigerians should leave, South Africa, Ghana, and all of this. I blame our governments, because if we had a suitable and functional government, if our leaders were responsible as they should have been, I think Nigerians should have been able to settle fully in our country, develop our country. particularly the Easterners that keep traveling and developing anywhere, even in other part of Nigeria where they settle, you know, because when you come to Nigeria in general, the eastern part of Nigeria, I don't know, they are totally marginalized. You have seen what happened in the last election that should have seen Peter Obi as the president, and then they just planted somebody there to become our president. So automatically some people were disenfranchised, denied the right to vote. They never voted. Whatever they did, their votes were just thrown to the bin. Leaders have never been fairly chosen in my country. You know, you come to the East, people from East would travel far and wide. If you are traveling to a place like maybe UK, you have to travel all the way from East. Road transportation, no railways that you could take from East to Lagos, from East to the northern part of Nigeria. But in Lagos, they got railways long time ago, you know. And if you go to the north, they have one that goes from Abuja to that. But in the eastern part of Nigeria, there is nothing like that. The insecurity thing there is increasing day and night. I'm not only talking about the eastern part of Nigeria. In the north, we saw it happen. The Boko Haram thing there, you know, the Chibok girls and a whole lot, though they say that one was staged and all of that, whatever it is still happening in the northern part of Nigeria, kidnapping, in the eastern part of Nigeria, incessant killings. This is why you see a lot of Nigerians are fleeing the country, even the rich and the middle class. They are living in their numbers because we have some set of useless leaders, brainless leaders. Tell me a country that her presidents will leave her own country and then fly to a different country and go and die in their hospital. It is only in Nigeria. You know, isn't that shameful that they claim that our ex-president died in London? Whereas they have hospitals in Aso Rock, they spent billions and millions of naira to erect that hospital. Yet, our leaders are flying to abroad for healthcare treatments. You can imagine. So this is why you see our people staying away from, look at our currency now. A pound is currently 2,000 or 2,000 plus. I haven't checked the exchange rate lately. You know, it is just a sad situation. You are traveling, you are worried. I saw somebody yesterday talking about taking the night bus from Lagos to the East. My heart went that Nigerians are still strong, taking the risk of traveling, embarking on night journeys from Lagos to East, from Abuja to East. Oh my goodness, with all of this that is happening, you know, shame to our government, shame to our leaders. They have failed us. Look at how we are being ridiculed everywhere in the world. We are just like outcasts. People that are unacceptable. Nigerians should leave Ghana. Nigerians should leave South Africa. All other blacks are supporting this. In the comment section of one of the videos I saw, people from even the Zimbabweans, people from Malawi, I saw Kenyan, I saw Botswana. And they will put their country. I am from Botswana and I support South Africa. Nigerians should go. I am from Kenya. I support South Africa. And I said, what is this? What is this? This is really bad. I felt chilled watching and reading comments. You know, it is well. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, and keep coming back for more. Sometimes I digress from the niche of my channel, especially when there is social issues like this. Yes, I like to contribute or have a discussion with people. Anyway, if you think that you know the exact reasons why South Africans are sending people out of the hospitals in South Africa, let me know, especially foreigners, because like you saw what I have read out of the Constitution, people have rights to access the public health care services in South Africa. And even the immigrants pay higher charges than the locals. So why are they doing that? Please, I will be glad to read your comments in the comment section. Thank you once again for watching. Like and subscribe to my channel. Bye for now.